Craig Wilson, editor of Stuff Magazine, and I am here tonight at the Unpacked event in Johannesburg, taking a look at the two new Note devices. And these are them. On the left, we have the regular size Note, although regular size is kind of understating it, given that this is a 6.3-inch display. And now last year's Note, the Note 9, was a 6.4-inch display, so there's not that much in it. What is new is in my right hand over here, and this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. As you can see, it's a little bigger than its younger sibling. It is 6.8 inches corner to corner, but remarkably it doesn't feel much bigger than the Note that preceded it. And the reason is the bezels have gotten even slimmer than they were last year around. Plus, you'll notice up front immediately that the punch hole camera that was off to the side on the S10 has now been moved to the center of the device. And there is only one of them. On the S10 Plus, meanwhile, there were two, and there was one on the regular S10. What are the other key features of a Note? Well, it wouldn't be a Note if it did not have an S Pen. So of course the S Pen is back. There's some changes here from last year as well though. So where the previous S Pen had a super capacitor in it and would then charge in the device and last for up to 2 hours, this time around there is a dedicated battery in it. And what that means is that you can, for starters, use it for up to 11 hours between charges, but also there are some new features. Now, presumably this S Pen is mapped to this device. Yeah, that's great, it is. So let's head into the camera. There's me. Let's switch to the other camera and see if we can show you here the what they're calling the air controls. So if I hold the button now, you'll see I'm not touching the screen of the phone. If I hold the button and rotate the dial, oh, you see it's busy taking images. If we go into video, and that's done by holding the button and then just swiping, we should be able to zoom by turning the phone. There we go. So you hold the button and then rotate. Oh, it's not a live demo if it works right out of the box, right? If we hold the button and rotate, it'll zoom until I let go. Hold it again, and I can zoom out. Now, why would you want to be able to do that? Well, for starters, I guess if you're a content creator, that means that you can put your phone on a tripod, put it in the distance, and then you could start shooting with the S Pen from afar. And I do mean afar because the range has been boosted by 4 times. So the last generation S Pen, you could do that from 10 meters away. Now you're able to do it from up to 40 meters away. And of course, as we mentioned, there is a dedicated battery in it, so it'll last a whole lot longer. In terms of cosmetics, if we flip these around, you'll see there's a sort of mirror finish on here. So what you end up with is crazy colors and reflections from whatever the light is around it. You get this on both of the models, and then there's a white and a black version, which I don't have to hand, so you can check those out online. But I figured these were the most fun ones, and these are going to be the most interesting ones to pick up. You'll also notice around the back here, we've got triple camera setups on both. But if you look a little closer, there's a 4th camera on the larger 10 Plus. Now that's a time of flight camera, and what that does is depth sensing. So you'll find you're able to do those sort of bokeh style shots with a lot more accuracy because they're able to detect the actual distance of objects in the shot. You don't get that on the smaller one, but I guess also it's not the sort of thing everyone will need. Now I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but we'll try and get up close. There is a tiny microphone hole over here on the side of the camera unit, and that combined with that combined with a microphone on the top and on the bottom of the device allows for something that Samsung is calling, I think it's called audio zoom. And so the idea is that if you're taking a video, let's go and take a video. If you're taking a video, let's switch that around. There we go. If you take a video and then in the video you decide while you're doing it to zoom in, what it's going to do is shift the audio accordingly. So it's going to shift the focus rather from the top and bottom microphones back to the one on the rear. And so the idea is that you will get this effect of whatever you're zooming in on sounding a lot louder, or at least a lot more pronounced. Now, look, how well that works, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to actually get a review unit and get hands-on and test the device thoroughly. But until then, there is a lot to look forward to if you are due for an upgrade and perhaps you are a generation or two behind. One of the other things you can look forward to is that there is crazy processing power on board. So there's the new updated Exynos 9825 processor. We're not getting the Snapdragon in this market, we get the Exynos this time around. And on the smaller Note 10 there is 8 gigs of RAM, while on the larger there is a whopping 12 gigs. There's also the same cooling and game boosting modes that we saw with the previous generation device, so you can expect really stellar performance even if you throw a lot at it. But both of these devices are going to come with 256 gigs of storage out of the box, and in the case of the larger 10 Plus, there is a micro SD slot next to the SIM card, so you're able to expand that by up to a terabyte. In other words, if you are a content creator, you want the maximum storage, this is going to be a great device for you. Finally, before we go, let's have a look at the front facing again. This is a 10.2 megapixel camera on both devices. Let's take a little photo. And we are going to get back to the action. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Craig Wilson, and look out for a full review of these devices on stuff.co.za in the weeks ahead.